Hello all and welcome to a new weekday show, The Big Story, where we discuss the hottest topics of the day right here in the heart of the newsroom. I'm Haryanto coming to you live from the Straits Times. Now we are streaming on Facebook as well as on YouTube, so be sure to like, comment and share. While you're at it, make sure that you hit the bell button as well to be alerted of our videos. Now I'll have my newsroom colleagues joining me in this show to talk about the stories that got you talking today. Now, the Ministry of Health has confirmed the first case of monkeypox in Singapore. It involves a Nigerian national who arrived last month for a workshop. The 38-year-old man tested positive for the rare viral disease, which is primarily transmitted to humans from animals. The man is currently in an isolation ward at the National Centre for Infectious Diseases and is in stable condition. To shed more light on this, I have senior health correspondent Salma Halik with me. Welcome, Salma.
Thank you. Hello.
Salma, so a lot of people are asking, what is monkeypox?
Well, actually, monkeypox is very much like chickenpox, but it's not as contagious. And some people say it's like smallpox, but a very much milder version of it. So people get fever, you get muscle ache, you get blisters, obviously, because it's a pox. And for monkeypox, they also get swollen lymph nodes, right? It's a sickness that will last maybe 2 to 5 weeks, usually. And it's self-limiting. There's no actual treatment for it, so they'll just treat the symptoms. Why is it called monkeypox? Obviously, because it came from monkeys. It was first discovered in 1958 in the macaque monkeys. They were lab monkeys, so they found the disease there. But the first time in man was only in 1970.
Oh, okay.
And since then, it's been almost limited to Central and Western Africa. There's, in fact, Singapore is the first Asian country to see monkeypox. And the fourth in the world outside of Africa.
So which other countries have seen this monkeypox?
Okay, in 2003, there was an outbreak in the US, right? They brought in some Gamboan pouch rats, and that spread to prairie dogs, and a total of 71 people got infected. So that's the biggest infection outside of Africa. Then last year, there was a Nigerian who visited England, Blackpool, and he infected 2 people, the medical worker as well as somebody else he met there. And Israel also had 1 case, but that was an Israeli who was returning from Nigeria. So it all seems to be linked to Nigeria. And then this year, Singapore.
So, Salma, I think the question is, should we be worried, say an outbreak that could possibly, happen here in Singapore? Is it likely?
No, I don't think so. First, it's not as contagious, as I said earlier, as chickenpox, so it doesn't spread that easily. And then I think the MOH acted very quickly, so they've already contact traced. They've isolated 22 people. These 22 people are in quarantine, and they're going to keep them quarantined for, I think, 21 days from the time they were exposed to the men. That is the outside limit, because usually if you catch the disease, if you're exposed, you would get sick between 5 and 16 days. So 21 days is the limit. So if they don't have it by then, they won't spread it. And if they do have it, they'll remain quarantined. As this Nigerian guy also, he's with at the Infectious Diseases Center here.
So, Salma, anything else that we need to look out for with regard to monkeypox?
Well, frankly, this man was at Church Street, and then he was at Geylang Lorong 8. Just in case, if you're in those areas, Church Street, April 29th and 30th. And Geylang from April 28th till May the 7th, if you're there. And if you start getting a fever, if you start seeing blisters, and they usually appear on the face first, and then later on the palms of the hands and then the soles of the feet. If you have any of those symptoms, go see a doctor. That's important.
And I understand that you are also in touch with MOH with some other queries as well. Anything that we need to be mindful of or to be alerted to?
Well, they kept saying there's no need to panic, right? So they didn't have very much more, just that the man was taken in in an ambulance to Tan Tock Seng. So everything is, and the people there were cautious when he arrived. So everything seems to be under control. Well, we hope so anyway. And so even if it's spread to a few people, I wouldn't worry too much, because none of the cases in America or in England or in Israel, nobody died. I mean, you suffered a bit. It's like having a very bad flu, right? But you survive it. Although there is a mortality rate if you in Africa that is a bit high.
Okay,
Like
okay,
1
but
in
that is
10.
in Africa, right?
So with good medical treatment, you shouldn't have a problem.
The cases outside of Africa, of course, haven't reported any fatalities.
Not
at
at all. Not at all.
There you have it. Thank you so much, Salma, for coming on board to share more light on the monkeypox issue. Of course, for more updates on the monkeypox issue, do head over to straitstimes.com. And thank you once again, Salma. Now, moving on to our second topic today. Good news for those looking to buy public housing. With the latest update to HDB housing loans and CPF usage, buyers can now use more from their CPF and get bigger housing board loans for aging flats, so long as the properties remain lease covers the youngest buyer till the age of 95. Now, to explain the updates, I have with me housing correspondent Rachel Aoyong. Welcome, Rachel.
Thanks.
So, Rachel, tell us, lay to us, what are the changes?
Okay, so before, if you are a buyer who wanted to buy a 39-year-old flat, as you know, HDB flats here, 99-year leases. If you wanted to buy a 39-year-old flat, no problem. You can take your CPF, you can get the maximum HDB loan. But the problem is that the year later, if you wanted to buy the same flat that is now less than 60, now less than 60 years of lease left on it, you are going to have restrictions for your CPF kick in. So it's actually a very blunt tool, right? Because why should 1 year suddenly change how much money you can use or not? The difference now with the changes is that the magic formula to remember is your age plus the remaining lease. Does it equal to 95 or more? This is basically to ensure that the house covers you for life. And it's actually, and if it doesn't, if it's less than 95, your CPF restrictions will be prorated, but otherwise you're free to use the CPF. So it's very good because aging houses no longer have to be the social pariah on the housing market.
And so, Rachel, what you're saying is before it is property lease dependent.
Correct.
And now it's the age of the buyer.
It is now, the government has shifted from being concerned about the mere lease, remaining lease on the property, to ensuring that it covers you for life. The house, so that even when you're toothless, at least you still have a house in your own age.
Okay, and Richard, who would you say will benefit the most from these changes? Because we are talking about age now, right? So earlier on, you talk about the older generation benefiting from it. What about the younger generation?
I'm going to say that first of all, everybody benefits from this. And the reason why I say this is because life expectancy is currently 85. And it's only going to only going to increase as technology gets better, right? So what this does is that it lets you get a house and to covers you for life. So you don't really have to worry about being homeless in your old age. So firstly, everybody benefits. But the most obvious beneficiary, I would have to say, the sellers and sellers of aging flats. And the reason why is because, as we've talked about, the buyer pool has now increased because it's no longer dependent on the lease left on your flat. You asked me about younger buyers. I actually got a lot of emails complaining.
You mentioned that as well earlier on. Tell us more about that complaints.
So these complaints are coming from people who are saying that younger people would probably have to stump up more cash to buy these flats. And when I see these flats, I mean the aging flats in mature estates, which is where a lot of the Singapore's first few HDB flats are. And they're saying that this contradicts the government's encouragement for young people to live near their parents, to take care of them in their old age. I understand where they're coming from. What essentially happens is that it will probably be difficult to find your ideal flat. A little bit more difficult, but you have to also strike the balance between making sure that you get a flat that, like I said, covers you to your life. It will be difficult. I understand their pain. You probably will have to pay a bit more cash if you still want that old flat. But it's a good balance, and it's difficult, but if you think long term about your retirement, everybody wins. So I think it is a little bit of teething issues, but it's a win-win-win for all.
Win-win-win for all. There you have it. You heard it straight from our housing correspondent, Rachel Aoyong. Now again, to read more on the changes to the HDB housing loan as well as the CPF usage, do head over to our website, that is www.straitstimes.com. Thank you, Rachel, once again. And moving on to our third segment. Thank God it's finally Friday. Now I'm certainly looking forward to the weekend. I'm not too sure about you guys, but it has been a long week for me right here. Now if you're looking to unwind, get a drink, or even party in style this weekend, maybe you might want to check out these bars out. Although some will require you to get out out of the country. The annual Asia's 50 Best Bars was announced yesterday night. And to tell us more, I have with me entertainment and lifestyle nightlife journalist, Anjali Raguraman. Welcome, Anjali.
Hi, Yanto.
So, Anjali, I understand.
Yes.
Last night you were at the award ceremony.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was at the Capitol Theatre, and about 600 people showed up from the industry, and the old man from Hong Kong took the #1 spot.
Was the result unexpected?
Completely.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that Singapore's Manhattan at the Regent Hotel was gonna make it 3 in a row after 2 years of taking the top spot. But so they're at #2 now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when it was announced, people were like, "Whoa!"
It was a shocker because
How was the atmosphere like when the results were announced?
it was buzzing because I guess no one expected.
Yeah.
Manhattan has been established for so many years,
Yeah.
and the old man has only been around for around 2 years and a
2
bit.
years, yeah.
So last year when they entered the list, they came in strong at #5, but
Ah.
to go straight to #1 after
Yeah.
that, no one saw that coming.
So tell us more about the old man. Where is it
Okay.
at and all that? Yeah.
So the old man is in central Hong Kong, and the bar is built around Ernest. It's inspired by Ernest Hemingway, the author. So all the drinks are named after his works,
Yeah.
and so like there's one called Death in the Afternoon. It's got cocoa pandan yogurt and like gin, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
delicious. It's like a liquid onde onde.
So you've tried it?
I've tried
Yeah.
it because in February
Yeah.
this year, Old Man Singapore opened. So it's a replica essentially of the Old Man in Hong Kong, and they make the same drinks. And so if you can't make it all the way to Hong Kong, you can still have the drinks here.
Okay.
It's on Keong Siak Road.
Keong Saik Road. So that's the old man Singapore. That's at Keong Saik Road, right?
Yes.
What about the other Singapore bars? How did they do on the
Actually,
list? Yeah.
we did pretty okay. I mean, pretty good. Within the top 5. So it's Native, which
Yeah.
is on Amoy Street, made #4.
Okay.
And then Atlas at Parkview Square in Bugis, that made #5.
Okay.
And then the highest climber this year was Jigger and Pony at the Amara Hotel, which made it to #9. So I think we had a pretty good showing. We had 11 bars in total on the list.
11 out of 50.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Is that
The highest?
highest so far?
No, actually, China has 12 bars, and then we have 11. Yeah, just pipped to the.
But do we have more bars compared to last year in the list?
Actually, one less bar than last year.
Okay,
Nutmeg
okay.
and Clove did not make the list.
Did not make the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anjali, I have to ask you because
Yes.
you are the entertainment and nightlife expert right here, right?
Tell me.
Tell me, which bar would you recommend for our viewers to go to this weekend? Which one is your favorite one?
Hey, I'm excited about the Old Man still.
Yeah?
Go to the one at Keong Siak. They have
Yeah.
like 9 drinks. They're all beautifully made. Whether it's gin, whiskey based, they have interesting flavors. Oh, there's one that tastes like Yakult.
Oh.
But it's like an adult Yakult because it has
Okay,
gin
because
in
there's
it. Yeah.
alcohol in
It's
it.
delicious.
Okay. If let's say people can't make it to the old man, another one.
Oh, well, fabulous. Manhattan, for sure. You got to go there.
Okay, why Manhattan?
Beautiful classic cocktails, excellent service. The vibe of the place is amazing. It's dark and mysterious and a little bit sexy. So
Okay. So there you have it. Recommendations by Anjali. That is the old man at Keong Saik Road, as well as Manhattan at Parkview Square.
No, Manhattan at the Regent.
At the Regent.
Yes.
Apologies. Yes, Manhattan at the Regent. That's Atlas. Atlas is at
Yes.
Parkview Square. So there you have it. Thank you again, Anjali, for
Thank
being
you.
with us here today. There you have it. Our top stories for the day. Certainly, for more news and videos, do head over to straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Haryanto. Join us next Monday for more stories on The Big Story.